you so much, everyone.
No, keep it.
Thank you for your patience. Can you hear me? Everybody looks so serious. I don't know how to make it. What I'm trying to say is that who am I? This is about the life journey, and the journey always starts from all of you. You know.
Should we ask your wife?
She came halfway through the journey as a passenger with me, and we became the partners. So we all start from somewhere, and today, you know, it's a great opportunity to meet all of you, and I see myself in all of you because I have gone through all those years of my journey. Starting from SM, he talked about hardships, working hard, focus, and I chose to adopt it. I don't have to. And the little SM somewhere, I see myself in you as well. Because the way you are engaging with everyone, offering them water and tea, that's really sweet. And so we are here, all the elder one, so show you a pathway. And that pathway means that we have come from somewhere and we are somewhere. So my motto of life is, this is my, can you see that? So I call it retirement redefined. My wife started here saying that I'm going to be retired soon. I don't believe in retirement. Retirement simply means you want to do something which you cannot do during your working life. So you engage in something that keeps you going. And I happen to be a lucky guy in that sense. Thanks to COVID, which almost killed me. So my bosses told me, work from home. So I decided to buy a boat and work from a boat. Thanks to Khalida, she's let me, do that activity. I spent all of my summer in Atlantic Ocean, and that's where I work from. So I'm an IT consultant, and can you go to the next one? So, how did I start my career? So basically, I was a merchant navy officer, working on board ships, and got coincidentally, and Razia, when she was talking about satellites, it reminded me of my journey with satellites. I became interested in GPS technology. Nobody knew that. We were using on ships. And because of my interest, I started fiddling around with computers and GPS and discovered I can write navigation programs. What you see in your car navigation and what you see called the GIS system, Geographic Information System. In the early 90s, without knowing that, I became a software developer. So some of good friends I met in England, we used to live in England because I'm married to your auntie in England. So some of my friends who went, I went in the merchant navy pathway, they went to university and college. They were doing masters and some of them were doing PhD. So I was getting software. So one of my friends, my dear friend Dr. Momin, who passed away last year, he gave me all his project. In 3 months, I built a software for him. He got his PhD and got admission in the university. I went back to university. Just can you move it on top? Keep going. So from programming language and so my education, this is something which never stopped me. It's still not stopping me. There is no stoppage when you are learning. Learning never ends. There is no destination. If you think that you learn something because you have an aim and that's your destination, I don't believe. Life is a journey and it's not a destination. So when you achieve something in your life, and I can see all of you, you've done great actually. And I'm going to talk one by one about my journey, how I see myself in all of you. So anyway, can you go to the last slide? I know this time is 65 years of, I just told you how old I am. I am the oldest of all of you, you are all younger. Journey starts from somewhere, and we keep moving. Asan, little Asan, and Ali. Where is Ali? He's playing football. So he's playing football somewhere here. Is that right? Yeah? And some of you, they are somewhere here. Very talented young people. I'm so happy to hear you. And then Asan and you, somewhere around there, I'm just passing this phase. So what my point is, you must do something which you love. Otherwise, there will be a stoppage in life. You will listen to people, do this, do that, do that. I got my grade 10 in 1977 with good marks. I was good in math and physics. My brother was studying in engineering university, so my parents wanted me to become a doctor, right? Because one son is engineer, other one is a doctor. How good it can be. But first attempt in life, what does it mean, first attempt in life? F-A-I-L. First attempt in life. I failed. So that failure, remember that, is a lesson. If I interview people at my job, and those people who tell me they have failed in these things, they give me good answers because after failure they learned more. And those who passed in the first attempt, sometimes they got answered because they learned and forgot. It's a cognitive, behavior. So, my father sent me to work on ships as a cadet. That was second attempt in life. What is second attempt in life? S-A-I-L. So I became a sailor, right at the age of 19. And that gave me an opportunity to go around the world, totally oblivious, born and brought up in the northern Pakistan where Baji Parveen and Rafi Bhai got married. I was 19 years old. And your brother Gufran was born in, I saw their parents' marriage, and his father is my cousin. So I saw their marriage. So I went on ships. Every time he used to come play with Gufran, he was growing up. And one day I saw Annie, a little baby. I remember when she was born. And then next time I came, she was a little bit older, the age of that little girl, who was, you gave me a fan the other day when I was sweating. She was hiding behind her mother's legs. And today, look at her, mashallah. I'm proud of all of you, not only that she is mother of 3 beautiful, talented children, they are the inspiration. So what I see when today I saw all of you, languages, you talked about languages. So when you work on an international trade, naturally you start learning languages. There was no technology, there was no ChatGPT, there was no YouTube, there was no mobile phones, dictionaries, books, and you said, how do you learn a language? The best way is, somebody said, make a friend. You make a friend, you speak in the local language, or you go and visit that place for a month or 2, you come back, you will be speaking lots of fluent language. Anything which electronically goes through your eyes, it will dissipate very fast. But anything which you write with your hands, you will learn it. Even though nobody's writing anymore, we are typing, every letter is a tip of your fingertip. But those who learn with every letter script writing, they learn the best. I know that, what time is it? Well, thank you, not for starting. Because I was very patient, so please be patient. Yeah. So what I mean to say is, medical is a great field. I have very good doctor friends. I enjoy, and there's so much knowledge in this day and age. And you can learn anything. You can become anything. In the early 80s, when I was in 20s, and in 90s, people told me that computers are coming, your jobs will be jobless. No. Those big piles of papers are replaced by what? Computers. Those people who stayed with technology, they excelled. So in my software development days, so basically in the 1998, when back to university, I did a master degree, scientific computing, satellite navigation system, and introduced something to a company in England, which is the size of Costco and our Canadian superstore, remote tracking system for their logistics and fleet. Just very lucky. Came to Canada, oil and gas, they were looking for someone who can show their oil wells and pipelines on the map. Oh, oil well is a position, is a waypoint. And pipeline between them is a track. So I used all my mathematical knowledge and built a software. And that's why I became an IT consultant. So this is the journey of my life. I am retired, by the way, this year. But I don't want to tell you what I get from the government. It's pathetic. What government gives me as an IT consultant, that pays all my expenses. So this is my journey. I go on my ships. I got my personal yacht in Toronto, Canada. Last year I was in Boston. I wanted to go to New York, but Khalida was not very healthy. She had some health issues. I came back. So I had 1 year cruising license and came back to Canada. Right now I cannot go out of Canada because my employer doesn't want me to log in from USA. I'm waiting for Mr. Trump to go, and once he's away, then of course definitely I'll sail back to wherever I want to. Basically, it's an ocean-going yacht. And I wish, I mean, lots of friends and people call, say that we want to come and join you for a trip. It's a dangerous life. I would say that you never do something if you're not trained for it. You will never treat someone if you're not trained for it, because you will kill them. I will not let anybody, people have young children, like, oh yes, you come and join me in a marina, I will take you around. But if I'm going to cross the passage Bay of Fundy, I'm Muslim Bay of Fundy, which is totally foggy and notorious for its weather. If you're 10 years plus and at least 40 kilograms with your parents, you're most welcome to join me for this experience. I'll give you a 1 week of induction training, and then we'll go somewhere. So hopefully by next year, I will leave Canadian waters and go towards South Bahamas. And all of you young people, if you have any passion, and by the way, a complimentary bucket also comes, because just in case you're feeling seasick. And I have 3 or 4 buckets.
After you fill one up, right?
Is your wife joining you?
Yeah. So this is the journey of my life. I told you I was born, brought up in a deprived part of the world. My mother was a nurse, Annie's grandmother's sister. So your grandmother, Khala Razia, was my auntie. My mother was a poor nurse, but she totally paid, focus on our education. And I'm proud of all of you that what you are setting an example for your children. And remember, you will become what you are surrounded by. If you want to become something, if you have vision, you follow that vision by the people and by that knowledge and education. In your young age, you will get lots of different friends, chill out and happy, hunky-dory kind of life. But it's good to enjoy, become example for them. And your parents are doing a great job. I'm very proud of you. I don't know, I have so many stories to tell. For example, I'm just going to finish 1 or 2 interesting stories, so you're not bored. Asan is very bored. I think
No, he's excited.
It's okay.
He's listening. He loves being on board.
Language. I was in Canary Islands, which are in Atlantic Ocean, west coast of Africa. They are Spanish islands. I was 22 years old, just like a young man. Sorry for not remembering.
The beer.
The beer. So the beer, I went to a shop with 3 or 4 friends, Spanish speaking. We didn't know what Spanish, I didn't know that time. So we're speaking Urdu, mazak kar rahe, we're just joking. He's a fat guy, he's selling this thing and that, And after that we went on he said, koi baat nahi bhaijan, main aapko charge nahi karunga. He was speaking Urdu and he was from Pakistan, right? So you can never tell from a face that if he's a Spanish speaking or South American or what. I was in Rio Tromitas in Amazon once, total forest. And we bet with each other, with friends. I bet you there'll be no Indian or Pakistani person here. We had to take a boat, cross the river, wait for a taxi for an hour, total darkness, and go to this little village. Now we are walking, and we hear the song, Lata Mangeshkar song. in Amazon forest. I can hear, and some people lost bet. We are the people in the world who are the biggest community around the world, right?
Yeah.
You will hear we are divided because politics. We were divided a generation ago. You are Indian, you are Pakistani, you are Bangladeshi, you are Ahmadi, you are Sunni, you are Shia. I don't believe in those divisions. These borders, I am a borderless guy. Oh, one thing before I go, it's called a grab bag, emergency grab bag. On ships, we keep this grab bag. Just in case your ship is sinking, you just run and pick up a grab bag because my ship is sinking. Yeah? So your auntie told me, have you got something to show them? What should I get? What should I? So I just get my grab bag. So these are the achievements of life, hold on to them. Lots of efforts. I was a uniformed officer. And I don't want to take too much of your time, please. Yeah, just bear with me for a second. I used to travel with these things in my hand. An immigration officer used to come, how many people you're traveling? I said, I'm just myself. No, what is in your hand? These are my documents. Certificate of competency as a master mariner. Please. You need minimum 7 years sea time and lots of training to achieve it. So I have navigated ships of 150, 200,000 tons,
Wow.
10 to 16 story buildings of big ships around this world. And and then basically global navigation systems. So this is what we were talking about. It's called global maritime distress and safety systems. And then of course, British, Pakistani, and the Canadian citizenship. So I find myself unique, but I am not boasting, I'm not showing you off. I want to say that your parents or me, we are like a lighthouse. If we have achieved something because there were some elders who were lighthouses for us. So we follow their path and we achieve our goals in life. So that's all. I don't know if I keep going. I have lots of stories, storms and everything, but maybe for another occasion. Yeah?
If you have any questions.
If you have any question, please.
I've got a question about what you said about no divisions, right? So I think the British, had an effective strategy of dividing and conquering. I think everybody's pretty familiar with that. And a lot of these divisions, I think, were sold back then, and they still continue to haunt us today, unfortunately. And so, absolutely, coalition building and reaching out across the aisle to Sikhs, to Hindus, to others, and showing them that we're brethren, I think, is so important. In your experience, you probably, as a sailor, I'm curious, what are, you live in some tight quarters, and as a Muslim person, what was your experience, of doing that around the globe?
I love that question. That's great. During my travels, I went from one place to another within, let's say, space of a week. I was in northern Russia once, totally frozen part of the world, different people, different languages. And then we had to go to South America, Argentina, crossing over equator. Ice blocks were coming out of our tanks because they were frozen when the ship rolls. So ballast tanks, they was, throwing ice blocks outside. And it was Eid. Arrived in Buenos Aires, not Buenos Aires, it's called Rosario, a place, they're coming back to mind. And we had our janamas, we were praying, and people were standing and looking at us. They were so fascinated. They said, where are you from? So I'm from Pakistan. So, during the after, hold my hand, take me to a shop, a sports shop. It shows me a hockey. This is made in Pakistan. So Pakistan, Sialkot was making those, sports equipment. Unfortunately, our politicians have destroyed the country because of that. So my experience is the world is unique, uniform, beautiful people in every culture. I love Russian people, I love South Americans, Canadian. It is our own prejudice, it's our own stigma sometimes. And yes, we have weaknesses in our own people, in our own culture, because we, instead of setting good examples, sometimes we are ghettoed. But I like your idea that we need to engage people. So in my profession, I have engaged with so many cultures, so many languages. That's why I learned Spanish. And when I travel somewhere, I know a few words of every language, almost, because of my travel. In Russia, хорошо, спасибо, поцелуй, these kind of words. Or, I don't know how many. When I see the local person, they naturally come back. But the politicians have a divide and rule. Pakistan and India, they found this weak spot. Kashmir, they divided us and they sold us the arms. Same thing happened in lots of other countries. But when you talk at the local level, US, they're great people. But politician or politics of hate will divide people. But people don't hate each other. I work with people from all backgrounds and they're lovely people.
Question?
I have a question. So I understand you have 2 sons. Are they also sailors? And were you able to instill your values of adventure and all of this with them as well?
That's another good question. So my children have their own interest. My older son is born in front of me. He is basically a brilliant mind. He is in cars. He changed 3 cars engines in front of me. He turned his automatic car into a manual car. So last year, a couple of years ago, he sailed with me from New Brunswick to Boston. He loved it when we were in port, but he needed a bucket. He said, I don't know, Dad, how you do it. So naturally, it is something which comes with your passion and personal interest. And same as my younger son, he has his different interests. He was in music. Perhaps he inherited from me. In grade 8, he did a school project. I was his mentor. So that's another, long discussion. I don't want to take too much time. So I was playing music with a harmonium, and my father was saying, you are going to become a Marasi one day. You know what a Marasi is? Okay, those who know, they know what it means. But that passion didn't stop.
Street
So
baskers, basically.
bandmaster, in Pakistan they have the uniform with colorful. All of our journals look like bandmasters to me. This Pakistani journal. But anyway, that music interest continued, and IT interest. I started interfacing my computer with musical instrument, doing the MIDI, musical instrument, digital interface. So my younger son became interested. He became an excellent musician. He plays a very good guitar. In his school, he did his grade 8. My older son did grade 8 project for an remote, what was that? Remember that? He was,
yeah, the cars that.
so he did embedded programming. So I was interested in embedded Arduino that's Python, because I was a programmer, so I was helping. So older son, I helped him with MIDI interface, so he was able to compose music from a computer and play it. So their interests are different. The reason is that the shipping is my passion, because I got out of the sea in 1998 because they were young. I was missing my children.
Yeah.
So I changed my career, I got out of the sea, I became an IT consultant, and thanks to God, from a developer, with 4 stripes, I went down again, and then I stepped back. I'm a portfolio architect now. And so I just lost my thought process. Yeah, I got out of the sea, but sea didn't get out of me. That's what I wanted to say. 10 years ago, July the 1st, I had a heart attack, and he came, Ali to me. Remember that? He's 10 years old now.
Yeah.
And that changed one aspect of my life, that you don't live forever. You do not worry about tomorrow, you live today. So first thing what I did, about a Harley Davidson fat boy.
Midlife crisis.
But what happened with that? That Harley Davidson, which is a 750 pounds, 1870cc motorcycle, my cognitivity came back, my balance came back, my observation came back. So that is keep me engaged into my happiness. I don't join any Harley. I don't want to look like Harley guys. I go alone in the mountains wherever I want to go. COVID came 22. You remember that COVID? I almost died. Delta virus. My good family friend died. I thought I'm not gonna. I was sick for 21 days. 4 days I couldn't breathe. She was also had a COVID, but she looked after me, in worry that my husband is going to pass away. As soon as I got better, what did I do next?
Oh, shit.
I
I
bought-
bought a yacht. Because you live for your dreams and your passions. You do not want to die rich, saying that I couldn't do this and that. I'm not rich, but thanks to God, with my passion, I can fulfill my dreams, and I want all of my family members to come and join me sometimes. You're most welcome. So, if you have any passion, please bring some seasickness tablet.
Wait, I have a really important question. So for planning my trip in your yacht, because that
You're
is
most welcome.
the most pertinent thing at the moment. What is the length of that a person can normally go on there without throwing up? The typical length that you
Like
should
5
plan
hours.
around.
That's a good question, actually. But if I'm in a marina and there's no movement, you won't feel anything. But if very first day I take you out, within a couple of hours, I think you will have nausea.
2
But
hours.
there are ways, you keep looking at horizons, you don't look around, because things are moving, and that's your balance in your, Alicia will know better. Alicia,
Yeah.
there's some kind of liquid in your ear which moves and you feel. My liquid is all, I am actually most sick when I'm standing on land, because it's not moving.
Thank you very much. That's fantastic.